Greetings everyone. Welcome back to Geeks for Geeks School. Let us continue our course of C programming. In this video, we're going to have a practical demonstration of the functions. This is part 22. So let's begin. The first one is the standard functions. Standard library function. Alright. So as we recall, standard library functions are the functions that are already defined inside the C library. That is, you don't have to give definitions of these functions. You remember the examples: power function and the square root function. You remember these examples? We are going to use them. These functions are available in the math.h library. Alright. Standard input output library is for printf and scanf functions, and the math.h library is for the math functions. And more functions in this library are the sine function, functions such as tan function, and many more trigonometric functions and modulo functions as well. So these functions are all present inside the math.h library, right? So the first function is the power function. This function is used to raise the first parameter to the power second parameter. Alright, the first parameter is the base and the second parameter is the power. So 2 raised to power 10, that is 1024, will be the output of this function call. The power function is called and the values 2, 10 are given inside it. So 2 raised to power 10 is 1024. It should be stored inside the variable a. Alright, and this will be printed after the calculation. The next one is the power of 3 raised to power 3. What is 3 to the power 3? 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, that is 27, right? So the next one is 4 to the power 4, that is 256. That is 4 into 4 into 4 into 4, that is 16 multiplied by 16, 256. Alright, this was the power function. Now the next one is the square root function. Alright, b will store the value of square root 25. What is the square root of 25? That is 5. Next one is square root of 36. What is square root of 36? 6. The next one is 841. Square root of 841 is 29. So this is all about the square root function. Let us keep these values here to verify them. 1024, 27, 256, that is 5, 6 and 29. Let us verify these values by checking the results. This is the output after compiling. As you can see, all of the values are correct according to the calculation as we did. 1024, 27, 256, 5, 6 and 29. This is the concept of standard library functions. Now the next one is the user defined functions. These functions are defined by the user according to his or her need. Alright, the first function that we have defined is the circle area. Alright, here we have created the return type as, we have set the return type as float, the circle name as circle area, and the parameter is set to x. Float x is the parameter here. Now we have initialized another variable area, and it will calculate the area of the circle, that is pi r square. Here radius is x, so it will multiply it and it will return the area. Remember the jump statement, it will return the area to the main function whenever it is called. The next one is the square area. Similarly, we have set the return type as float, the function name as square area, and the parameter as float y. Similarly, and again we have initialized a variable area that calculates the area of square. Area of square is a square, that is a is the side of the square. Here y is the side, so area is calculated and stored inside the area variable. this will be returned by the return statement. Now, the main function. First, we have called this function. This is the function calling. We have called the circle area function and we have given the actual parameters as 6.5. This is the actual parameter that we have given during the function call, and it will be sent to the circle area that will be set to the formal parameter, that is x. X will have the value of 6.5. Understood? After this, x is 6.5, it will calculate the area and it will return the area after the calculation to the main function. Area is calculated. So let us assume there is some value that is calculated by this function, and ये set कहाँ पे हो जाएगी? ये a1 वेरिएबल जो हमने इनिशियलाइज किया फ्लोट के साथ a1 वेरिएबल में स्टोर हो जाएगी. a1 is the variable. Similarly, a2 different parameter, a3 different parameter, and a4 has different parameter. Alright, these all will be calculated and sent back to the main function. Next one is the square area. इसमें भी वैसे ही किया. इसमें हमने side भेजी है as a parameter. Side is 5.7 in the first case. This will be sent to the square area function and it will be set to y. Y will become 5.7. Similarly, 5.7 के साथ calculate कर लेगा area and it will send it back to S1. Again, y will be set to 13.1313. It will be set to y and it will calculate the area and it will send it back to the main function S, and it will be set to S2. So when we run this code, it will calculate the value of A1, A2, A3, A4, then S1 and S2. Understood? 6.5. The parameter is 6.5. It is 11.3, 9.66167. Let us run this code. Here is the result. As you can verify, all of these areas are calculated by taking these parameters. These are parameters. Alright, these are not the results. These are the parameters. This is the radius and the area will be calculated here. Alright, you can calculate these areas with the help of a calculator to verify these. This is the concept of the functions. Alright, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for further updates. For more information, visit geeks4geeks.org. Also, don't forget to visit the Geeks for Geeks School channel, where you can find various kinds of courses that are available, such as machine learning courses, Arduino based courses, mathematics for kids courses, Sprite labs, and much more to explore from the channel. Do visit.